Hi, I'm Margaret, and welcome to Garden School. Last July, I was in another part of our state, at a state park, enjoying the scenery and doing a little hiking, and I noticed how different the vegetation was in that area. Now, I'll show you some pictures. The vegetation is very sparse and dry. The soil appears really rocky and grainy. I guess you could call it soil, and there's lots of exposed rock. Now that's a big difference when we're comparing it to the environment I live in, which is lush and forested and green. And you've probably seen some of the videos where I've shown you some of the moss and stuff that's growing really year-round in my area. So big difference in the vegetation, which would imply a difference in the climate. Now we might ask, what is the main factor or factors causing that difference? We might think, since that other area is so dry and arid, that precipitation is the main difference. Perhaps it is. Or maybe it's temperature. Or maybe it's something else. Well, let's go and take a look. Well, I've shown you the pictures there from that other area. That was really fun, and it's a very popular place for rock climbing in that region of my state. And I'll just give you a few facts here about the climate of that area. The average rainfall is 50 inches there, as opposed to 41 inches a year where I live. So actually they get more rainfall. I would not think that. Now, they get 263 inches of snow on average. That's a lot of snowballs, as opposed to an average of 3 inches in my area. That's the average annual. Yes, I do believe that they would get more snow, but that doesn't explain what I see in the vegetation. The average number of days of precipitation in that other area, 136 days of precipitation, and 206 days that were described as sunny. Yeah, it is more sunny in that area than in mine. Here in my own area, 156 days of precipitation and 155 days that are sunny, split evenly. Not that big of a difference, although they do have more sun than where I live. Now the average temperature, the high temperature in July in that area, 74.2 degrees. That's the average high. In my area, the average July temperature, 76 degrees. I would not think that. The average low, however, I do agree with. In that area, 20.5 degrees. That's the average temperature in January. The average low temperature in January. And the average low temperature for where I live in January, it's 34 degrees. That's a substantial difference. So what could be the difference? Since it doesn't seem to be the amount of rainfall or precipitation that's causing the difference. Well, take a look at the pictures of that soil. How you could see the rock that would just crumble into grains, mineral grains. It's really, that's what the soil seems to be like. It's just this rough, decomposing granite. And that is very different than the soil that I have in my area, which, while it is pretty mineralized, there is clay, there is silt, as well as sand, but it is much better at holding moisture in the area that I live in. And I'm wondering, could that be the key, or maybe one of the keys, that soil in the other area where it was so dry, when it rains, the water probably just floods off or drains right through it and runs down a steep hillside. And so there is no water retained, or little moisture retained to substantially support plants. I'm kind of wondering if that might be the difference. Well, I want to show you this other little clip here of a bee that we watched dig holes in the sand. That's really kind of was a fun thing to watch. It would just come in there and dig away the particles of sand, make a little hole in there, and probably take a little food down into its hole. Well, thank you for joining me today on Garden School. It's kind of fun to see some pictures of warmer days and a drier and warmer climate. We can always use that sunshine. Well, there's always more to learn in the garden. Bye-bye.